We are live, and I have Tim again.
Hello.
Happy Thanksgiving. So if you're watching us instead of the Macy's Day Parade, I said that. Thanksgiving Day Parade from the Macy's Parade, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
We still call it the Macy's Day Parade, but yeah.
Anyway, tomorrow's a big shopping day.
Yes.
Do you Black Friday shop?
I used to, and then I worked retail, and then I hated it, so I no longer participated. But it is fun to go. The whole event of getting there, getting some cheap items and whatever else. I used to work for a Best Buy for a little bit, so we had lines outside the store.
Oh, that would be crazy!
Like crazy, and then everyone's coming in. I've seen people try to hurdle. They had tables set up to try to corral people at a normal pace, and then someone was like trying to hurdle them, and it just. Craziness of the stories I'd seen. So
I've heard some crazy stories too.
But if you are Black Friday shopping, obviously be safe. Don't be crazy. A lot of the people that are just working retail are just trying to do their job, so just try not to stress them out too much. Just from my personal experience of doing that.
Now I'll do my Black Friday shopping.
Yeah. In
my pajamas.
There you go.
On my computer with my cup of coffee. Yep. So that's the way I do it. But, we're going to give you some ideas for your techie friends because we know what kind of gifts techie people want because it's the things that we want. So we made a wish list. So if you want to buy anything from it, for us.
Or if you have other tech-minded people, obviously there's a good list to kind of go through and, by all means.
But before we do, make sure you sign up for our newsletter at dstech.net. And then at the end, I'll tell you what the security at dstech.net is for. Drop your comments and drop your favorite gifts. Give us some ideas too. So
maybe did you get a tech gift one time from someone that was really neat and off the wall? By all means, comment.
Let us know because it might be something we want.
Exactly. So
what you got?
Just starting kind of with the basics. If you are buying a smart device for someone, it's important to know what kind of, technology they're currently using already. You're not going to want to buy an Alexa device for someone who uses a bunch of Apple products, or buy an iHome device for someone that doesn't have Apple products. They have a bunch of Google devices. So I guess if you're buying
Google devices for people who have Amazon devices.
Exactly. So the best thing you could do is do a little research, try to see what they already have, and then if they don't have, then maybe just see what do they use Android phones, and maybe steer them towards an Android style. Or if they all have iPhones and they haven't used any devices yet, then obviously going with the iDevices. So just make sure you get the devices that are working with their existing technology and can kind of help that as well. So you got like the smart speakers, the smart displays, and all the kind of stuff that you can go along with that. Just getting them the right one for their current setup if they have one. It's kind of neat. And then going along with that kind of would be like gift cards to the respective, say they're an Apple user, the iTunes gift store or Google Play Store or whatever the respective store that they're using. Gift cards are always kind of neat. As a video gamer, give me a Steam gift card. I can buy a video game or an expansion or whatever it is, things like that. So it just depends.
Stocking stuffer ideas.
Stocking stuffers, little things like that go along. Because now you have your new smart device. Now let's give you so you got a Google device.
I feel like I should take
Here's
notes.
a Google Play gift card, so now you can buy some Google Music on it or whatever. Or you get the Amazon Alexa speaker. Well, here's a $20 gift card to Amazon to go buy an album or something. Something to complement it as well. It's kind of a neat little stocking stuffer to go.
I wonder if you can gift the unlimited music.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can just pay for someone for a month of Amazon Prime or something, or sign them up for it or something like that. Maybe I'm not sure the nuance on that, but you could always do that.
Well, with Amazon Prime, you get a certain amount of music, but then they want you to buy their unlimited music plan.
Okay, so like a little add-on for just the specific music, and then you get all the albums and all that kind of stuff.
I only know that because I got a free 3-month
thing,
and I'm like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I think my kids like Spotify better, and there are Spotify gift cards too. I saw that on your list.
Exactly. Yeah, whatever they use. Gift cards are always good because it's not like you just give them cash. You get a little bit of thought to it as well, and it encourages them to actually use it on something that. If you just give someone cash, they might use it for a bill or something, and there's no fun in that. You want to make them use it on a gift, so get a gift card so they can spend it on themselves a little bit. So, another type one that is useful up here are the new gloves that actually have the ability to touch your device on the fingertips as well. They'll have a little.
So when I'm ice fishing, I can use my phone.
Yeah, you're ice fishing
without taking my gloves off.
Now, just from personal experience, when you use them, if it's utterly super cold out, they still don't work. I'll be honest. If it's like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit out and it's super cold and you're trying to touch them, sometimes it's just so cold.
But if I'm sitting in the shack with
but
the
yeah,
heater,
if you're
I
sitting
might
in the
be.
shack and you want some basic gloves that you would put on or whatever in a normal situation, and you're not, in the tundra.
Or one of those 40-degree days when you're sitting out on the ice in the sun.
Yes. They make gloves now with the fingertips and stuff, so you can actually still touch your phone and do all that, and it'll actually interact as well. So the old way was we'd have the cheap little, I call them Mickey Mouse gloves, and we would just cut the fingertips off like hobo gloves to use it. But you don't need to do that anymore. You can actually have gloves.
I have a pair of mittens that flips off.
Oh yeah, and then you got the little fingertips. Yep, exactly. So
they're not very warm though.
And then kind of pairing with different clothing items too. And a neat one that I've seen that's kind of making its rounds too are they make now headphones where they're kind of built into different various bands. So if you're sleeping at night, for example, and you like to listen to relaxing music or a podcast or something, you can wear a headband that has some speakers in it, so it's not hurting your ear as much, and you can obviously sleep with that. And then they also make advanced versions where it's also speakers, and it also has like the sleep mask over your eyes as well, so you can kind of listen to your meditative music or whatever it is. You can kind of relax, and yeah, so obviously, I'm not a doctor. I don't know, I can't recommend listening to music while you sleep all the time, because personally, I think it probably does some sort of hearing damage. But you do your own research on that, and they do seem kind of nice for that, as long as it's a quiet meditation music. You're not trying to like listen to heavy metal while you're sleeping, things like that.
I can't imagine.
Probably be fine.
That would be kind of hard. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I was thinking meditation. I like my meditation.
Like the raindrop music and the streams flowing, the birds chirping, that kind of stuff. Yep. Yes, yeah. That's perfect for that kind of thing. One thing that I use all the time is I have a little battery bank because your phone device, or if you go camping, you might have other electronic devices.
And when I'm ice fishing, my phone dies all the time.
Especially the cold weather, yes. So the battery banks, they are going to design like batteries. So if it's really cold outside, they'll lose their charge just like your phone and stuff as well. But to have the battery bank, you can charge your phone usually like 6 to 8 times off of them. And they do make some that even have like solar panels on them, so they charge a little bit. However, be in mind the solar charging is much slower than obviously the wall. Like for example, the wall might charge it at say a 2 amp speed, where the solar charge will only do it like a half amp, like a quarter of the speed off the solar panel, because it's a one little solar panel on the device. It'll be enough to get you something if you're in the middle of nowhere, but it won't be enough to, I guess, sustain your phone constantly charging off the sun at the same time. But it is still a good, neat device. Go for your one outing. Like I said, ice fishing, your phone's always dying. You can use it as much as you want. When you get home, charge the battery up, you'd be good to go for the next outing then. So the solar batteries are nice.
It's usually if we've been all day and then we're going for the night fish too.
Yes.
If we do that, I'm like, I kind of need an extra charger.
Yep, and so those battery chargers are definitely good.
Yeah.
I usually go for one that's a little bit nicer too, because when you go off for, like, I guess you could say the cheap knockoff versions that are like 20 or 30 bucks, they tend to wear out faster, have a higher chance of breaking. So my advice, if you're charging, $800 smartphone, $1,000 laptop, things that are expensive, don't charge it with like a $30 battery, because then, you could cause issues. Spend a little bit of money and get a decent charging device that's rated for the amount of charging you're going to be doing. I guess just going back to different like gift ideas for like kids and stuff. What I've seen, obviously like a little boy, little drones, little robotic type stuff is always really cool. Thinking back, if I was a kid, if I had little drones to fly around and stuff. I mean, we just had those little fun things. You just pull the string and it goes flying in the air for a few seconds. To have an actual little mini drone would be kind of neat. I've also seen it where like a lot of the scrapbooking stuff is kind of making I don't know if it's actually making a comeback or not, but I've seen a lot of advertisements for those little mini printers where they'll print out little photos. And my sister also has now, it's like an old Polaroid, would take a picture and then you just kind of wave the Polaroid off.
But it's electronic?
No, it's still regular, just a camera with little mini film that goes into it as well, too. So,
oh, no kidding.
So that's kind of a neat little thing. It's not really
like a
tech,
retro,
but it's like a retro tech thing fitted just to be a small thing. There's kind of a pull for that. They also make those. Forget the exact name, if they're like the Apple, the iTags or whatever it was that the Apple had, where if you lost your iPhone, you could put a tag on it and you can kind of look for it and see where things were going with that. Then I'll make a version of that that's compatible with Android phones, and I think it's called Tiles is what the one I've seen. So if you have
I think the Apple ones are tags, but I'm not positive.
Yes, not 100%. I think tags. That sounds very, very familiar too.
Yeah.
But you could throw it in like in your purse or whatever, or I'm not sure exactly how small they are, but I'd like one just for the remote that I lose all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I said. My TV remote.
But it's meant for just putting on things that
keys.
you might lose or you misplace, and then you can put it on it and kind of watch and track where it's going. So they do make
my
those
glasses.
now. Yes, for the Android version of the Apple ones. One thing that grandparents usually like or other family like to get are the photo frames. So you get the digital photo frames now. So now rather than just give them a bunch of photos and different frames like that, you can give them one frame and that'll have all the photos that will kind of rotate out inside of it. So you can preload it with like the last year's photos. Some of them are so advanced now you can actually have them cloud connected. So you could
update
the photos for them automatically from your own house, if you wanted to.
I like that idea.
So that's kind of neat. So the digital photo frames are always a big hit with family. If you like sharing friends, family photos, things like that. And then the typical other ones that I like to get are like the USB speakers. If you got someone that likes music a lot of times, they do things like ice fishing or go outdoors a lot, things like that. They might want some music. The little Bluetooth speakers. It doesn't have to be a Bose speaker. They make cheaper ones too. They make a whole range from $20 up to hundreds of dollars. So
my kids love those pill-shaped ones.
Like I think they're like JBL ones.
Yeah, because
oblong.
Blake takes it when he goes biking, and
Yep. So the smart speakers are definitely hit for the music lovers out there. They can pair it with their phone, listen to their Spotify wherever, and that kind of stuff. And then one thing that I was reluctant at getting, and we finally got one the other year, and we use it all the time now, are those little robot vacuums. I was always like, oh, robot vacuum is not going to do as good of a job. I'm not going to, whatever.
We have one in the office.
We use it all the time now, and we just have like one level, so it's very easy for us too. We don't have multiple levels in our house, but we hit it on, and it's a little bit slower. It takes like an hour and a half to vacuum what would take normally 20 minutes, but it just goes around and does everything, and you can let it do its job while you're doing other things around the house, then, which is kind of nice.
Or when you're not home,
And the newer ones now, the reason I was hesitant, I was like, well, it's going to only have a small container. I'm going to have to empty it like 20 times just to vacuum my house once.
Right.
But they have them now where they have the base station that goes with them. So when the robot does its little collection, it fills up, it'll return home, empty itself out automatically, and then continue its job. So
no kidding.
After doing that enough, then you only need to replace the base station once every couple of weeks, change the bag out versus emptying the robot a ton of times. So they do make newer models with that, and that's my personal, what I like about it is I don't have to keep emptying it all the time and only empty that once in a while. So those are kind of neat. And then for me, I deal with technology all day long. This is just anecdotal. I like a good book. If you buy me a book, non-technology, something that I can hold in my hand, I can flip through the pages, there's still something that I personally like about reading a good book still in this day and age. So keep that in mind. If you have someone that just lives technology day to day, they might not want any more technology. So keep that in mind too. And
That's true.
Sometimes they like the classic non-technology device as well. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Well, one of the popular gifts here at DS Tech is the VR.
Yes. Yeah, the VR as well too.
That's Meta VR thingies.
Yeah. Because I've tried a little bit, and it does bring you in. That's my hesitation of getting it, is I'm like, if I get it, I'll probably use it more than I should. So
right.
That's why I avoid it, because it is pretty neat to throw on the VR and do all that stuff. Some of the stuff too, where you'll put like a 2x4 on the floor, and then you'll put it on and you'll have this VR where you're standing on top of, say, a skyscraper on a 2x4. But if you're physically standing on a 2x4 underneath the headset, it definitely adds that immersion, and it really kind of messes with you a little bit more than even just standing.
Oh, wow.
So there's weird, neat things you can do with the VR headsets that are kind of fun as well. Now, they're not just for playing games. Some of them are like Hangouts too and things like that as well. Where you can like basically chat with someone and they have a little virtual avatar and all that kind of stuff.
That's what we were supposed to do with my son when he was at college, but we never did. We just do video chat.
Yeah.
But
because then the VR headset was initially geared towards gaming, all the different games and stuff, but now they're kind of segmenting to the with the whole metaverse, things like that, where it's almost, think of it as like a 3D social media. It's basically what they're trying to create, is a social media, an online space that you have all your different things you can share with people and stuff, and now it's like a virtual interactive experience as opposed to just a 2D screen experience. Best way to describe it. So.
Well, I hope you got some good ideas. I mean, I got some ideas. I kind of want to copy your notes. But anyway, have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that turkey and enjoy your shopping. Do it safe. If you watched last week's, was it last week?
think we talked about, you limit your scope using like one credit card and not saving your information.
Yeah, we had some
like
safety tips about, keeping your data safe while you shop. So,
yeah,
good stuff.
And don't forget about the
security at dstech.net. That is where, if you own a business, you can get us to do a free security assessment, a free dark web scan, one of those cool tools that we have that will help show you what kind of holes you have in your network, that kind of thing. And we'll give you all the ideas. So if you need somebody to do that, that's what you do. You email security at dstech.net. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter and subscribe and leave your comments so I can pick one.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a good gift idea.
I'll definitely
gift
ideas. Yes.
give you some free swag. All right. Make it a great day. Thank you. Have a good day.